an election year in the U.S. In normal times, an election is the moment when ordinary people can take back control of their nation's destiny. But these are not normal times. Across the globe, men and women are waking up to the alarming truth that governments no longer serve God or the people. And beloved, I'll interrupt to say myself that if President Trump gets in, it's a complete act of God. If Biden is not reelected, it is a complete act of God, because every scheme and every evil is out there that he would continue to be our president, as inept and evil as he is. At least done evil things. Those that surround him and advise him and even direct him, the devil is wise. And I would not.
Yes, before we proceed, watching this video, Karine, White House press secretary, lectures Christians, says it is misinformation that Biden declared Easter Sunday as strong day of visibility. It didn't end there. A question surfaced recently to Joe Biden through this. He rejected that he did nothing like that. I don't know if he was confused or what exactly. Very concerning. Like you have seen these Catholic norms, which I'm going to play the video or so you can see exactly what she's saying. She make a lot of sense. I don't know if this is AI generated video or what exactly, but we will find out after watching the video.
Thank you. So the criticism over the Transgender Day of Visibility, the White House said that the president wouldn't abuse his faith for political purposes. Does the president think that's what Republicans are doing on this?
I mean, look, just a couple of things, and really so surprised by the misinformation that's been out there around this. And I want to be very clear. Every year for the past several years, on March 31st, Transgender Day of Visibility is marked. And as we know, for folks who understand the calendar and how it works, Easter falls on different Sundays, right? Every year. And this year it happened to coincide with Transgender Visibility Day. And so that is the simple fact. That is what has happened. That is where we are. And I do want to say a couple of things because I think it's important here. As you just stated in your questions, what we've been hearing out there, a lot of misinformation done on purpose. And as a Christian who celebrates Easter with family, President Biden stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity and freedoms of every American. Now, sadly, and it's not surprising, right? It is actually unsurprising that politicians are seeking to divide and weaken our country with cruel, hateful, and dishonest rhetoric. It is dishonest what we have heard the past 24 hours. It is untrue what we heard over the weekend. And, we were at first, want to be very clear, confused on their coverage. We're grateful that Fox agrees with President Biden about the importance of recognizing Trans Day of Visibility. And I'll just quote something that Fox said back in 2021. They tweeted this: Trans Day of Visibility is dedicated to celebrating transgender people. To all the transgender men, women, and non-binary folk, we see you and stand with you. President Biden will never abuse his faith or for political purposes or for profit. That is not what this administration is about. That is not what being a leader is about. And this misinformation out there is it's bad.
Yes, I've seen the way the White House is reacting to this after massive backlash. There was no way for them to backtrack this. Now they are saying it is misinformation. I understand the kind of game they always play where something like this is training. When you take a look at this tweet, Gutfield, the trans day been around for a few years, but I think Easter been around a little longer, even longer than Biden. So it is not about the day, it is about the truth, and it is about the movement.
Greg Gutfeld, you have some thoughts here?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you demand trans visibility and you have all these days of remembrances and honor, then it should be full visibility. That means we should be able to talk about it. This isn't about a day. It's about the truth behind a movement, what is happening to kids. It may be a coincidence that the Trans Visibility Day fell on Easter, but the choice wasn't. The choice is the result of a movement, right? And the mindless reflex of a hollow man called Joe Biden. He could have moved it, but he didn't. That says something. And in terms of traditions, the Trans Day's been around for a few years, but I think Easter's been around a little longer, even longer than Joe Biden. So it's not about the day. It's about the truth and it's about the movement. Of course, critics, as they always will be, portrayed as right-wing hysterics, bigots pouncing on a, quote, marginalized group. As Jesse points out, this is the opposite of marginalized. I've never seen the smallest percentage of a population amplified like this in my life. We have no quarrel with adults doing whatever they want with their bodies. We're a pretty open-minded society. This has gone too far because they've widened the net, right? It's not.
Yes, I just like the way Godfrey put it. It is not like people are going off on a certain community. It is just about the truth. When you take a look at what is going on for some time now, this is a topic that one even feels a type, even talking about, because when you say things, they will now start calling you names like right wing, just like he tempted. It is concerning. I used to cover this topic, on daily basis, but along the way, I realized it was not a problem, even doing videos about it. Reason I stopped. I just decided to update you, pertaining to Joe's decision to do this. I don't know if we should ignore the topic and move on into other things or what exactly. I want you to know your opinion pertaining to this because this is my very last videos, covering this. Now going back into what I've seen with Biden, it was like a calculated something. We should put it so consecutive should start talking on social media. So people should see how they don't like these people. Yeah, I understand that kind of politics. They wanted, this outreach on social media. So this marginalized group that it should see how conservatives don't like them. Only at this time. It's not like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they did. Coming to tell us, people saying he did this, he did that, all misinformation. It is crazy. Seeing Karine spewing out this, we understand she lies on all occasions, but sometimes things like this you don't play with. It is insane to me. I've seen her lies on different occasions, but she's